Thanksgiving is coming. We're going to talk today about spices, about substitutions, about things you can do to help your customers and yourself survive Thanksgiving shopping. I'm going to tell you first my turkey story. Every Christmas, not Thanksgiving, I make a turkey. That's my job. I make the meal. Well, I make some of the meal. I order the rest from Cracker Barrel. I highly recommend that if you want to spend some time with your friends and family. So, for a longest time, I was not able to find the one seasoning that I need for my brine, and it was savory. None of the stores had it, and by the time I remembered to get it, it was too late to special order it. So I had to figure out, now this was before Shipt, before Alexa, before all of the things like the internet barely worked. I'm that ancient when I discovered this. So I had to call my sister. I had to try to find something on the web. Basically, I got the answer that I needed from my sister, and because she's an excellent cook and she loves to cook, whereas I enjoy feeding people, but don't love the cooking part of it. So, but I enjoy a good meal as well, and I love preparing it for my family and bringing everyone together. So the one spice that or seasoning or whatever you want to call it, that I didn't have was mint, and I could take mint and like 2 other things and create the savory. It kind of gave the same flavor. So that saved me that Thanksgiving or Christmas, and I was able to do that for several years to come. And then one day, as I was out shopping for Shipt, I came across and just happened to see this ground savory. So guess what I did? I bought it. I'm not even sure I've used this. Yeah, it looks like I used it last year. So I used this to make my brine along with other things for my turkey. And now we're gonna go on and talk about some shopping tips to get you through the store and some things that you can substitute for your customers. And if you don't know, how you can find the answer really, really fast. Okay, here we go. My very favorite holiday substitution story. I had a customer request challah bread, and it was out, the store didn't have it, and I'm looking around like I gotta find something for this. Challah bread, if you're unfamiliar with it, is a Jewish bread. Bear with me here. So I'm looking around. I have actually personally made challah bread several times, and it's delicious, amazing, nothing quite like it. So I'm looking around for something that might be similar, and there's really not anything comparable to it. So I see this bag of rolls in the bakery, and I'm like, ooh, this might work. So I text my customer, I'm afraid they don't have any challah bread. Would Kaiser rolls do? I'll let y'all think about that for a minute. Kaiser rolls are German. Challah bread is Jewish. So I hope that doesn't offend anyone watching. Luckily, I had a customer with a very, very good sense of humor. Her husband was Jewish, and they had a huge, enormous, good laugh over it, but quickly informed me that their Jewish meal might not appreciate having Kaiser rolls. How did that happen? Why was I so spacey and dense? When we're shopping for the holidays, we get busy, we get overwhelmed with crowds, we get overwhelmed with substitutions and what to offer our customers, and it's just a lot. And this was towards the end of the day. I believe that this was Thanksgiving Eve. So of course the stores are almost bare of holiday items, and I was tired, frazzled, all of those things, but like I said, customer got a good laugh over it, and we ended up leaving that item off, and she was able to find it at a bakery the next morning, actually, because I had a friend that had a bakery. So let's talk about first a few things that you can offer as substitutions. This is not going to be an all-inclusive list, because my main goal is to teach you how to figure out the substitutions while you're out there. First of all, produce department, those guys are very, very knowledgeable. If you need something over there, ask them. They might know. Bakery is amazing, and especially if you are blessed with Publix, they typically know which breads are made with the same dough and therefore might make a suitable substitutions. Now, just because they're made with the same dough doesn't mean they're going to have the same texture. So be careful about that. For example, challah bread and Kaiser rolls do not have the same texture at all. So, one of the major things for Thanksgiving is pumpkin pie spice. Some spices that you can use or offer as a substitution for that are cinnamon and nutmeg. Of course, ask your customer. And apple pie spice is very popular around the holidays sometimes. Ground cinnamon, ginger, allspice, and nutmeg are all things that I found listed as good substitutions for that in different combinations. So you might offer some of those to your customer. Still, again, I would highly recommend doing a quick Google search for whatever you're trying to substitute. If you're substituting apples, some are made for pies, some not made for pies. Some are better varieties to use for baking, some for snacking, some for other things. So you might ask your customer what their plans are for the apple, and you can do a search for any variety of apple and pull those up. Nuts are very popular around the holidays for snacking and for baking. There are so many places throughout the store that you can find nuts. Produce aisle or produce department, and the snack aisle, the baking aisle. Also be sure to check holiday displays for those because they're probably all over the store this time of year. Oh, another substitution, poultry seasoning. If your customer needs a particular poultry blend and it's unavailable, you can suggest sage, rosemary, and thyme for those. Be aware that sage is one of the things that sells out the fastest around the holidays when anybody's making a turkey or any kind of poultry. So, may or may not be doable, but those are all good substitutions. I personally, as you just heard, use savory seasoning, which can be substituted with mint, and I think I used sage and thyme actually in that, and it also, my recipe actually calls for rosemary as well. So if they're asking for savory, a quick search will tell you that those things are good substitutions there. If you can't get a particular color of icing for a customer and they're trying to do something quick, some store bakeries have icing that they actually sell plain white. They can color it for you. This is why I tell you all the time to be nice to your store employees so that they want to help you and will make time to help you even when they're very busy. Now, there may actually be a time of day or season that they can't stop what they're doing because they have so many orders to fill, and if that hasn't been called in ahead, they may not be able to stop what they're doing and wash their mixers and things to be able to mix up some icing for you, but usually they can do that. They also have sprinkles that they'll sell you in the bakery as well in most stores. Not all stores are going to have that. At Publix, again, I go back to Publix because that's one of the main stores in my metro. There's a little snowflake.
Watch for mail.
There's a little snowflake label on the shelf that tells you.
This is a reminder.
Sorry, Alexa.
Watch for mail.
A little snowflake tag on the shelf for holiday items, and what that little snowflake tells you is that there is more than likely extra stock of that item in the back because they order extras for the holidays. Things like sugar, flour, any baking item, chocolate chips, eggnogs, probably milk and cream and things like that. So cans of pumpkin pie filling, cranberries, things like that. They look for that little snowflake, and that will tell you that those odds are pretty good that they're going to have some more in the back. What if you don't see that snowflake and the shelf is bare? Ask anyway. I typically try to save myself time on any order, not just during the holidays, and not bother my stockers too much by waiting until I'm finished with dry goods and then finding a stocker for that area. and giving him a list of these are the things that I can't find. Can you help me find them, or check the back, or whatever. And then they're just helping me one time instead of multiple times. That also cuts down on repeat or constant text to your member, which can also be disruptive when you're swarmed with people at the holidays. Turkeys. Most people are ordering a frozen turkey. If it's like a day or two before Thanksgiving, you might want to ask, because it takes a really long time for a turkey to thaw out. So more time than you think if you have never baked a turkey, or roasted, or whatever, or fried, whatever. So please check with your customer, even if it's like a week before or whatever. And make sure that if they have ordered a frozen turkey, that that's what they want, or if they've ordered a fresh turkey, that that's what they want. If you're substituting, there can be a very, very significant price difference between a fresh and frozen turkey. So please make sure to confirm any substitutions on that with your customer. The two biggest tips that I can leave you with are be patient with your store staff, and give them a list of things to help you find when you're finished or close to finished, and that will make that process go a little smoother and less stressful and frustrating for you and your store staff. They're all very busy trying to help everyone and keep the shelves stocked for you. Allow yourself extra time on every single order. I don't care if it's a 6 or 5 or 3 or 2 or 1 item order. It's going to take longer than you think, because there are more people in the store. The lines, especially the day or two leading up to Thanksgiving, are extremely long. I don't care what time of day it is, there's going to be people everywhere, especially after 3 or 4 o'clock. There's going to be tons and tons of people in the store. I spoke with one of the customer service associates at Publix today, and she said it typically starts on Friday before Thanksgiving, because people get their paychecks. Most people get paid on Friday, and they'll come and get the main bulk of their Thanksgiving meal ingredients on Friday, but so that they don't spend that money before Thanksgiving and don't have to not get something because they ran out of money. So it's a very real thing, and y'all know we get paid on Fridays, and for some of us, that money is week to week, so they want to be careful with that. So starting Friday, that's when your stores are going to start getting busier, and Tuesday and Wednesday of next week leading up to Thanksgiving, the stores are going to be extremely busy. Please give yourself extra time, build in an hour of cushion, and be careful about doubling up and what directions you're going in, and how many items and what's on the order and things like that. So what I want is for you to have an extremely, extremely successful shopping trip. Let me know if there's something that you can't find a substitution on. I have lots of bakers and excellent cooks in my life that I can ask. I can't help you like if you're at the store right now, but if there's something that you're curious about for yourself or would like to know about and you just can't seem to find it, let me know and I'll see what I can come up with. Go ahead and subscribe. Over the holidays, I'm going to try to bring you as many holiday tips and fun things as I can. Friday, I had a plan for Friday and now I forgot what it was. We're going to talk about if you have Kroger in your metro, we're going to talk about the Kroger Holiday Plus card bonus shopping thing. So if you have Kroger, subscribe so you don't miss that. And I'll see you guys Friday. Let me know if you have questions. Bye. Thanks for tuning in.